Welcome. This is Back to the Bins. I'm your host, Mr. B. This is just a comic collecting program, and if you're new here, thank you so much for showing up today. If you have come back, thank you so much for joining me once again. Like I said, it's a comic program. It's primarily just what I've picked up at the local comic shop over the last week. I do have an FOC, so a lot of new books come my way. And I'm also a bit of a collector of covers, Silver Age stuff, bargain bin goodies, dollar bin stuff, Obscuro stuff. It doesn't really matter. If it's something that attracts me, I'm probably going to get it. Maybe it's something that attracts you as well. So why don't you join me? We're going to go over the FOC from this past week, even though some of you, if you do have an FOC, have probably already read most of your books. I'm a little bit behind, but that's okay, right? We're just taking a look at great books, and as a cover collector, this was a fantastic week for covers. We're going to start things off, as we always do, in alphabetical order. This is a relatively new book to me. It's a relatively new book in general, but this is Beneath the Trees, Where Nobody Sees. This is issue number 4. Patrick Horvath did the cover. I think he's also the writer of the book. I picked up the third printing a few weeks ago, maybe even just a couple of weeks ago, and I read it and absolutely loved it. This is a fantastic book. It is a different take on what the fuzzy creatures in the woods are up to, and I loved it. So if you haven't read it, if you haven't heard anything about it, Beneath the Trees, Where Nobody Sees is worth getting into. I recommend it. As a cover collector, I've been telling you that the Catwoman stuff has just been absolutely phenomenal, and here we are again. This is Catwoman number 63. It's an Annie Huck Lee variant, and I am just loving it. Catwoman being a cat burglar with a bunch of cats. What could be better? These covers have been fabulous. I don't know how you guys feel about just strictly collecting for the covers, specifically for the art, but I'm doing it. I love it, and we do a lot of it around here, so we just appreciate really good covers. Here's another one, Catwoman, once again, number 63. This is the Sozomeka Women's History variant. I saw this in the FOC and just couldn't believe how beautiful it was. Look at this. The artist is brand new to me. I'm going to look for more of the covers that she does. I think these are fantastic. And it's Women's History Month, so we have a couple more covers coming down the pipeline by her. I love it. I'm not reading the title, like I said, Catwoman. I'm just collecting the covers. This is something I'm reading, and this has actually been probably the best for me out of the resurgence of G.I. Joe stuff. Cobra Commander, I think, has been the best. Duke's pretty good. G.I. Joe, I can take it or leave it. Cobra Commander, I think you got to get it. If you've never even gotten into G.I. Joe, you don't really need to. This is an excellent story. This is Cobra Commander number 3. This is the Andrea Milana cover, and fantastic book. Not a lot of variant covers. I'm also a variant cover collector, and there's just not a lot of them. They're hard to get. Some of them, I think most of them are actually ratioed. So you know what? You get this off the racks at the FOC, at the LCS. It's great. Love it. Another one of my favorite books, this Fantastic Four, number 18, the Alex Ross A cover. This is a fantastic cover. You've got this crazy thing coming from the sky right here, and each member of the Fantastic Four is doing their own individual thing to save the day. I love that Ben Grimm figures he can use the hydropole as a bat to take this meteor out. Fantastic. Pun intended. Alex Ross covers are always fantastic, and this is no exception. I love that. Fantastic Four, one of my favorite of all the superhero teams, of all the characters. I love them, and so we go a little heavy on the Fantastic Four, and this is, again, number 18, the Greg and Tim Hildebrandt Marvel Masterpieces 3 variant cover. Of course, you got the Human Torch right there, little Johnny Storm action. I love it. I remember these cards from the 1990s, and well, you know, as a collector of covers, why not get these? I love it. These Greg and Tim Hildebrandt covers are everywhere these days. They're fantastic. I say fantastic quite a bit, And it's because we love the Fantastic Four. This is the Phil Noto variant on the same issue, number 18. Really love this too. I love that it's a bit softer, but fantastic. I love the yellow letters, a little bit different than what we're used to with this particular title. So it really makes it pop, and totally looks like a variant cover. Speaking of G.I. Joe, we also got G.I. Joe right here. This is G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, number 305. This is an Andy Kubert cover. Really great cover. The book, pretty good. The interior art is also fantastic, but like I told you last week, I'll be dropping this probably after the Snake Eyes cover issue comes out. I think that's 1 or 2 away. Yeah, I don't really need this book in my life. It's not the G.I. Joe from when I was a kid. I did not read into the 300s. I got into like 130, I think it was, somewhere in there, and then I stopped. And so it's not even that I don't understand the story or can't follow along, just that I'm not really interested, not that invested in this particular book. But if you like G.I. Joe, you want to get into the book again, and you want to get familiar with the characters, it's probably a good place to go, as the art inside is just brilliant. But for me, we're going to pass eventually. On the FOC, this cover looked absolutely beautiful. In real life, not as good as I had hoped, but I still like it. I love, it's a little bit different than most comics, and this is Nightwing, number 112, the Francesco Francavilla variant cover. I just wish Nightwing looked a little bit more detailed. The background is beautiful. I love all of that. It's really awesome, but as somebody who doesn't read the comic, certainly not after 112 issues, I was hoping for a little bit more detail on this cover, but those FOC photos are sometimes hard to distinguish just how great it's going to be. But whatever, still pretty cool cover, and the one that follows I'm getting as well, that is an absolutely beautiful cover too. Fingers crossed it looks as good as I think it does. Another great A cover this week that I think you don't need to be digging around for variants for. This Spider-Boy number 5, the Humberto Ramos cover, is pretty awesome. This elephant foot crushing young Spider-Boy. Great cover, absolutely awesome. Not reading this particular title, but Spider-Boy's put out a lot of great covers. This is issue 5. I'm going to end my collecting run at number 5. So long, Spider-Boy. It's been grand. But before we finally wave and say adieu, we also got the variant cover, the Rose Beige variant. This is so cool. These colors are fantastic. It's kind of neon-y. It's very 80s, 90s, probably more 90s, but I just think this is great stuff. Look at that. I love it. That's all I got to say about that. Great cover. It's just beautiful. I love it. And in sticking with the Spider family of people, we got Spider-Woman number 5 as well. This is the Lionel Francis Yu cover. This was a pretty good book. I'm ending at 5. I don't need Spider-Woman in my life. I got a lot of other titles that I'm collecting, and as much as this was a great title, and I hear it's actually getting better after this. This is the beginning of, I guess, sort of a new chapter in Spider-Woman, but I'm done. It's cool, but we're good. But love this cover. Really good. Love Spider-Woman's costume. It doesn't get much better than that, really. I'm a big Star Wars fan, so when I saw this come up, I knew I had to get it. This is Star Wars Jango Fett number 1. Again, another fantastic A cover. Like, come on. Again, this is the Lionel Francis Yu cover, and I didn't need a variant. There were some pretty cool variants, movie variants and things like that, but I really thought this looked good. I am a fan of Mandalorian armor, so anytime I can see Jango or Boba on a cover, probably going to get it. Just beautiful stuff. Great artwork. I love it. Didn't even realize I was picking up 2 covers by the same artist, but it's nice to see that happened. Again, another run that I'm ending just because I got too much, and as a cover collector, you just eventually don't need all of the covers or continue just collecting covers. This is Superman number 12. This is the Lee Bermejo variant. This is pretty cool. Superman knocked down Lex Luthor in some kind of crazy machine, obviously wielding kryptonite, taken out the man himself, Superman. I love it. Ending my run here. These have just been some incredible covers. Maybe one day we'll do a posting of the 12 beautiful Superman covers that I got. I love this. Amazing artwork on covers these days. And from what I hear, the book is pretty good. And like I said, after 12 issues, I'm going to start reading Superman. This is not just going to go away and never looked at again. I am going to read this. I promise. Same with this. Wonder Woman. This is Wonder Woman number 7. This is the Guillaume March variant. The one thing about this, it's a beautiful cover, but the one thing, it's Wonder Woman. Why have her upside down? Why not have Superman upside down and, so we could look directly at Wonder Woman? Artistic choice. I'm cool with it. Just kind of doesn't make sense. It looks more like a Superman book. But man, oh man, Wonder Woman as well. Beautiful covers. I'm ending the run at 12 as well, so we got a few more to go. This is great. Still love it. Couldn't say no because, Women's History Month is here. Wonder Woman, once again, number 7, Sozomeka Women's History Month variant cover. This is great. I love it. Look at that. Was watching one of the latest Comic Book Corner 2.0 episodes, and Mike Spider-Slayer figured this looked like Taylor Swift. I'll let him have it. I don't see it too much, but I get where he's coming from. These have been great covers. I love it. I can't wait to find more of Sozomeka's work. She's just incredible stuff. And another variant cover that I was slightly disappointed in when I got it because it just looks so much better on the FOC, but whatever, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, looks can be deceiving. This is X-Men Forever number 1, the Leslie Lyrics Lee variant. I love Mystique. I thought this was going to be just an absolutely banger of a cover. It still is. Great color, everything else. Just not as impressed with Mystique's face as I was hoping I was going to be. I probably want a more detailed, more realistic, less slight anime look, but whatever. Still cool. Still love the character, love the design, love the outfit, all of that. So cool. I'm not reading this. This is just for the cover as well. Well, that's it for the FOC this week. Didn't even go in the bins, nothing like that. Just straight FOC. And hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. If you did, why don't you like, comment, and subscribe? I'd love to have you on board. It'd be great to have a community of people who are just interested in seeing what we get when we go to our LCS. And there's always something happening. My LCS is having a great big sale this coming weekend, so I'm definitely going to be there. Definitely going to be digging. Going to be a lot of great deals, and we'll see what I come back with. I've got my eyes on a few things. We'll definitely make a video about that. We'll see what kind of haul there is. And until then, comics are good.